Pleased now to be joined by Hong Kong's Ramona Pascual. Ramona, really good to talk to you. Really good win for you recently in Mexico at Icon Fighting Championships against Guadalupe Guzman. Your first time competing since 2019, you won by key lock armbar in the first round. That kind of seemed to go as good as you could have hoped. How pleased were you, and how nice is it to be back in there competing?
Yeah, it feels great. Wasn't sure how I was going to feel getting back into things. A city I've never been to. Sort of like, first time competing over here. I haven't even competed in North America before. And making that big, life move over here. So it feels good. Just validates the fact that I'm in the right place, training with the right team and around the right people.
So you moved to Syndicate, right? You're training at Syndicate, training with Jojo Calderwood, I saw. How's that been over there?
Oh, it's been fantastic. It's just a lot of fun. It's such a good group of people. I think the fact that they're a very strong team speaks for itself. The really good MMA program led by John Wood. Everyone there is top notch. Both guys and girls who are both in the UFC or up and comers, and there are a few amateurs as well. But apart from that aspect, there's the community aspect of it all, and it just makes something that is already quite strenuous and stressful just a lot more fun and enjoyable. And we get along, the banter is great, so I'm really loving it over here.
Is Sasha Palatnikov over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, Hong Kong flying the flag at the moment, doing pretty well. It's interesting seeing your journey at the moment, because I saw the article in the South China Morning Post that you did recently. It seems like you made a massive life decision to just go 100% into this and get as far as you can go. And you got a winning road in 2017. Is the UFC your ultimate goal?
Yeah, for sure.
How's that going? Do you think you're getting close?
We'll have to see. I don't want to have any expectations. Obviously, that's always the goal, but just trying to enjoy the process as best as I can, every single day. The fact that I get to be here, the fact that I had this opportunity to train with such a great team, do what I love over here in this great city of Las Vegas, the fight capital of the world, it's hard for things to get better than that, but obviously reaching my goals and, reaching that elite level would be sort of the added bonus to all of that.
So you trained at the Shanghai Academy, right, for a while. What was that experience like? So I guess you must be on their radar, right?
Yeah, fantastic. I have nothing but good things to say about the program over there. And the only reason I would actually still be there right now if it weren't for the fact that with COVID, it was just a lot more difficult for me to find an opponent in my weight division, because as it was pre-COVID, it was already quite difficult to find any 35ers. Most of them would be foreigners. And with the border closures, all of them had left and gone back home. So at that point, we sort of made a decision together with my coaches in Shanghai that moving to the US for a little period of time was the right call to make. Just because I could have stayed there and just potentially not been able to find any fights for the rest of this year, because, with restrictions between cities already in China, it's just really difficult to even hold an event, let alone, that added difficulty of getting me matched up with somebody who's actually my size. So came out here. And I feel like just the program in Shanghai was so structured, and obviously you have a whole team of coaches, everything's integrated, and overlooked by the UFC. So it's sort of like being able to use their data, their resources, their knowledge to develop us into what they think, the future of MMA is supposed to look like. So yeah, it just taught me a lot, all the little facets, not just technically, but with nutrition, with recovery, with strength conditioning, and seeing how serious they took everything was awesome and very educational. And so being able to, because now I'm also training here at the PI in Vegas, and being able to bring sort of everything that I've learned over there and then apply it to what I'm doing here, and also just add things to it has been phenomenal for me and my development.
You fought at bantamweight and most recently at featherweight. Where are you happiest, do you think? Where's your most natural weight class?
Obviously feel the greatest at featherweight, less of a cut, energy's there, but at the same time, there are very few girls in the featherweight division. And if I were to make it to the highest levels, they're a lot bigger actually. They're making those bigger cuts. So, we at the PI, they have you do a DEXA scan just to see which division you're supposed to be at based on your lean mass and all this stuff. You work with a nutritionist on how to get to your weight category. So bantamweight is where I'm going to be at. I'm a natural bantamweight. When I get to those bigger promotions, it's just right now, smaller promotions, less pay. It's how much do you really want to tax your body if you've only got so many weight cuts in your career, because it does do quite a number on you. Thankfully, I have access to resources and people that allow me to do it as well as I can. But there's still, that added risk to getting down to the lowest weight that you can. So I just figured for now, getting back into things, 45 would be good. And then eventually I'll be dropping down to 35 pretty soon.
So I understand that you are on the cusp of booking a fight that you probably can't talk about yet, but do you think having just got yourself a nice win, not really taking damage, are you making up for lost time? Because, you're so talented at this and you missed a chunk. And I think a lot of fighters are in the same boat, right? Because of COVID, it's so frustrating. All these incredible athletes, maybe at the peak of their career, were kind of robbed of some great years. So are you just kind of like in a hurry now to just get those fights going and making up for that lost time?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I'm starved, for these competitive opportunities. I think it was also for me, before this last fight that I fought, in the span of 3.5 years, I'd fought one time. And, in terms of like my cage experience, like I haven't had much in such a long period of time. So, it was out due to injury and then not be able to book fights, and then took 2 years off and then fought once, and then it was COVID. And then it was like another 1.5 years. So for me, it's just, it's like 3, almost 4 years of like development. And I'm so much better than I used to be, back in like 2017 when I fought for Road. But I've only been able to show that in the training room, So yeah, I'm just eager to get in there and, get in the ring, get in the cage, and show everyone what I've been working on, how much I've developed from being in Shanghai, also from being here. And kind of how these different influences have made such a big impact. So
this fight that you're looking at booking, is that for a bigger promotion? Are we going to see you somewhere significant somewhere soon, do you think?
Not sure yet.
And you're with Paradigm, right?
I am not with them anymore. I actually just like stepped away for a little bit, or stepped away. So I'm not with them anymore now.
Okay. And I was wondering, I saw you, there was a picture with Weili Zhang on your Instagram. Who is the biggest inspiration, would you say, for you? Is there anyone you really look up to and think, they've really paved the way?
Well, obviously, back when the women's division just got added to the UFC, obviously Ronda Rousey paved the way for so many of us to be able to do what we're doing right now, and for us to have opportunities to compete at the highest level. So, that's sort of a given. And man, yeah, Zhang Weili's for sure an inspiration. Her work ethic is just insane. She's been doing this for so long. I think she started doing it. She started in Sanda, but she's just been in the fight circuit for such a long time, and able to, really hone her skills, her technical abilities, and, outside of that, as an athlete as well. And yeah, she's definitely a source of inspiration, you know, and a lot of these other girls who are doing great things in the UFC.
Awesome. Well, we're going to be watching your journey with interest. Can't wait to see you fight next and where that might be. Thanks so much for your time, and hopefully we get to catch up with you again.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Andrew.